The CFTC has just partnered up with Ripple. That's right, the United States Government Commodities Futures Trading Commission has just announced a new partnership with Ripple pilot program on stablecoins. While at the same time, this ongoing lawsuit with the SEC continues, but I got a prediction from a Swiss bank also coming to the prediction that this case is going to be dropped by the SEC. We're going to talk briefly too on Elon, DOGE, Trump, cutting and slashing, moving very quickly through our government. Love to see it. So we're going to give you the full update here. It's Friday afternoon. I'm going to try to make this one quick. I know you guys are busy on your Fridays, so let's get it rocking and rolling. Everything's at my website, zachrector.com. New merch is going to be released next week too. Keep your eye open on that one. Here we go. So a little bit of a bounce for XRP back up to 254. Did wipe away most of those gains, but then we are settling down right now at 240. So a little bit of consolidation here between 230, 250. The volatility now on XRP, 5-10 cents in a day, is definitely exciting to watch. Back, years sitting at 50 cents. It's nice to actually see this thing moving. Obviously, we'd love to see it moving higher and a lot more faster. But we're just patiently accumulating right now. And this thing, it's just looking fantastic from a technical standpoint. And obviously, partnering up with the U.S. government, we might be doing a few things right over here in Ripple XRP land. Hey, President Trump says the Elon Musk DOGE will audit the Pentagon spending next. In 2024, they failed their 7th consecutive financial audit, unable to account for $824 billion. I'm surprised that it's actually not over to into the trillions, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it really was. We're going to get to the bottom of this, though. Elon, DOGE, Trump working quickly, and what we're finding out, this is dropping like by the hour. We're just seeing where money was wasted, money was spent. We did we built a carousel for some random country over here. We did a musical for Ireland over here. Every single one of these deals costs us just millions of dollars, just throwing it all over the place. And so by the hour, we're getting updates on the mismanagement and the corruption within these programs. Congress funneled $516 billion into expired programs with zero oversight in 2024. The CBO just revealed that Congress spent $516 billion in 2024 on programs with expired authorizations, some dating back over 40 years. Despite rules against funding unauthorized programs, lawmakers ignored them, letting billions flow without updated approvals or oversight. When you're getting those kickbacks, you just keep the party going. Keep the punch bowl full. Even worse, 251 more authorizations are set to expire this year, including $892 billion in defense spending, yet Congress keeps writing blank checks. This isn't governance, it's corruption. Congress is recklessly burning taxpayer money on programs they haven't even bothered to approve, so we're getting into it, and we're moving quickly. And you're already seeing 60,000 government employees were ready to resign. They're ready to hit it, take the money and run. 8 months severance, probably most of them shouldn't even get that, but hey, we're getting rid of them, and we're heading in the right direction. Check it out. In the past 48 hours, HHS canceled 62 contracts worth $182 million. These contracts were entirely for administrative expenses. None touched any healthcare programs. This included terminating a $168,000 contract for Anthony, I'm not going to say his last name, for him to have an exhibit at the NIH museum. So instead of creating exhibits and statues for these fraudsters that did significant amount of damage to the American people and world, we're just going to stop those programs, right? And that's an easy one. We can cut and slash these government programs along with these ones that weren't authorized. We don't even need to talk about it. There is no debate. And in fact, I was listening to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent doing an interview, and the person interviewing him was trying to hit him with this spin, all these negative things happening. Oh my goodness, Elon's guys are sifting through DOGE. DOGE is working through the Treasury Department. What's going on here? And Scott's like, you realize that this is two personnel that we vetted. Myself, I actually interviewed one of these guys, and they're working with long-standing veterans within the Treasury Department to go through. They're on read only, and they're sifting through this rather quickly. These are trained professionals. So to act like this is some willy-nilly sort of setup, Elon and his developers are just playing around out here is an absolute joke, and it's completely disrespectful to what's going on. And even worse, it's harmful to the message that the American people should be receiving right now, which is People are working on your behalf for once. We have representatives in DC working on behalf of the American people for once. Now, once again, I'm here to hold both sides accountable. I'm here to hold President Trump, Elon, everybody accountable to the American people. And I think that we're moving quickly. There's some things that I'd like to see still get done, a lot more to still do. It's going to be bumpy, but what we're tracking right now, like I said, by the hour, we're getting updates on some good stuff that's getting cut and slashed and removed from the DC swamp. Speaking of the swamp, there's still some characters that are lurking, and that would be Billy Boy Hinman. Subjective Views clipped this one up, and I don't even know. I mean, we should be calling out Ondo Summit. What's going on here with Ondo? I know folks are bullish. It looks very interesting to me too. I don't own Ondo. Very fascinated to see that they've now integrated in the XRP Ledger, Stellar, and others. Ondo's killing it. 80% of the treasury market. But what the hell were they thinking by bringing Billy Boy Hinman to come speak at their conference? What's going on here? This guy shouldn't be able to walk the streets. So this guy was getting paid $15 million, at least what we tracked, probably more, as his law firm was representing the Ethereum Foundation, and he's the one that gave us the free pass. You guys know the whole story. But Bill Hinman is actually still up here on stage saying that people are still gun shy to go into the SEC. Gee, I wonder why. He's on stage here yesterday saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum are still the only digital assets that are not securities that we know of so far, blatantly ignoring the ruling in the SEC versus Ripple case. Right? Saying once again, here we are in 2025, the original free pass speech given in 2018, and we're in 2025. It's like Groundhog Day. Billy Boy Hinman is still given the time of day and allowed to be up on the stage here at the Ondo Summit to tell us that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only cryptos that aren't securities. I mean, this makes you want to just throw up listening to this guy and the fact that he got a spot up here on stage. And I really wish that Christopher Giancarlo, who has been at XRP Las Vegas last year, I think he's going to be back this year, I wish that he would have just leaned over and smacked this guy when he said that. I mean, this is ridiculous. Take a listen, folks.
Well, I mean, I wish
You're in for fun, guys. Now we're going to get really into it.
I wish the world were so easy. You could say this is a commodity and that's a security. One of the beauties about this technology is that you can create instruments that are almost hybrids. You can create instruments where they're not a full commodity. It's not like it's a completely fungible investment that you're making when you decide to buy this level one coin versus that level one coin. There are differences, and sometimes there are insiders that have more insight into how those products are working. And so there are information asymmetries, which is Sumner's point.
Insiders like the disguised Ethereum whales? Are those the insiders that we're referring to there, Billy Boy? Let's let him continue.
Why a taxonomy is so important. Like, how can we start to think about these things and regulate them in a reasonable way where it's clear enough and you don't have to engage in a very highly subjective analysis, which only today, Ethereum and Bitcoin pass. But is there something in between where we can have a regulatory framework where this question is not quite as critical, where you address the information asymmetries problem in both agencies? So it ends up in the CFTC. There is a disclosure obligation for folks that want to trade it, maybe for folks who have issued it. Some of the framework bills try to do this. Everyone has a certain level of information. So some of these really tough questions around, is this decentralized? What's it mean to be decentralized? Have a lot less importance if everyone is getting getting the adequate information that they need to make
So you mean to say that we won't need that additional prong that you added to the Howey test, which was the decentralization test that Bill Hinman just imagined and created? And even though he was told by his own members and staff at the SEC not to give the free pass speech, he still did. And now here he is on stage 2025, still talking about this same thing going on. It is absolutely crazy. And so, like I said, I'm going to be holding Trump, his administration, and everybody accountable. And we need to get the message out here that there's still some snakes that are lurking and hanging around here that want to be included in this Trump administration, and they have no place. No place on the stage there at Ondo Summit. I don't know who put together this conference. They should have done a better job vetting, because to bring up these guys on stage as if these are, our thought leaders. And on the regulatory front, these guys have been leading the charge when Bill Hinman caused so much market confusion and uncertainty. It's not even about what happened with the XRP lawsuit. This is back in 2018 where Hinman's speech gave clarity for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but put a cloud over every other crypto. It just happened that the SEC wanted to go after the biggest threat to the incumbent banking system first, which is why they went after Ripple and fought that case so hard. And they still filed another appeal. George Tenriro, who used to be chief litigation officer at the SEC, filing that appeal brief January 15th, 5 days before Gary Gensler was gone, new administration and new SEC in place, and George Tenriro is now fired from chief litigator officer, and he's not technically fired, but he's been reassigned to IT, which is almost more disrespectful than just getting fired from the agency. But Bill Hinman, gone from the agency, White Shoe Law Firm, the revolving door, it continues. Now he's still up here on stage. I mean, did Ondo pay him a speaking engagement fee to come up here and spew this crap? It's sickening. It's ridiculous. But the good news is that this is over. And by the way, this is why I still have my red folder. I shouldn't still have to be holding the red folder up, but we still have to hold the red folder up because damages are still being done. Bill Hinman is still being given a spot on stage to speak. It's absolutely crazy, but the good news, it's all coming to an end, and we're not the only ones that see it. Remember, Stuart Alderati, the chief legal officer of Ripple, he's the one who first came out and said that the SEC was going to voluntarily dismiss the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. They're going to drop it. That's his prediction. It's over. It's noise. Don't even worry about following along with the court proceedings. It's done. Well, he's not the only one. This is Swiss bank Sysbank. Crypto Darren, huge shout out. A good find. Quote, our prediction, Paul Atkins will entirely drop the SEC's case against Ripple. And they give really a whole breakdown here. Ripple from legal wins to market gains. And they talk about how XRP has thrived as regulatory clarity improved. Gee, what were we just talking about? As soon as we get Bill Hinman out of the way, as soon as we get this cloud out of the way over, XRP takes off and it pumps 600%. And now the bankers are talking about it. And so this is what we've been talking about here the last few days. You have a generational opportunity to front run institutions, but folks can't handle a little bit of volatility in the meantime. Lock in. Understand here that the banks are just head over heels to invest in these assets right now. They see what's coming. They see that the games are over. If they can see through it, these are mostly TradeFi guys, and it takes them an extra second or two to wrap their minds around this XRP Ripple scenario. But once they get it, they're going to be going all in, and they're going to be trying to play catch up in a massive way. And how could you not when you see headlines like this one that dropped earlier today? The CFTC to launch digital asset markets pilot with Ripple. Now, we need to tuck this one into the All the World's a Stage file that Digital Asset Investor holds. And I got the red folder, DAI's got the All the World's a Stage file. And that's what we tuck this one into right here. The fact that Ripple's still involved in the SEC case, while they work with the other regulator here in the United States, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, on a pilot program for stablecoins. The U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Commission is launching a pilot program to explore using stablecoins and other digital assets as collateral in financial markets. This initiative will involve a CEO forum with crypto firms like Ripple, Circle, Coinbase, and Crypto.com, as announced by acting chairman Caroline Pham. This pilot will focus on tokenized non-cash collateral, assessing the feasibility of using stablecoins in trading and clearing activities. So we got a CEO forum, and Brad Garlinghouse will be present there, but then they're also going to be doing this pilot with stablecoins and using other digital assets as collateral in financial markets. So, guys, if you need any more proof, I mean, can we wrap this up as far as Ripple working with the government? Not only are they meeting with Trump, not only have they gone in and met with basically every other institution, every other form of government agency. We got representatives from the Treasury. We got representatives from every form of government that's involved in payments, right? And now you're seeing it, a perfect merging collaboration here between Ripple and the CFTC to figure out how we can, track and, work with stable coins and other digital assets as collateral in financial markets. This is moving quickly now, and folks are going to get completely left behind who are busy looking at 5-minute charts and crying because XRP price went down a little bit today. You'll note that in this video, once again, I am not talking about XRP price. So you don't need to tell me whether XRP's up or down or what your mood is in relation to XRP price. This is about fundamentals. And when you study fundamentals, it is glaringly obvious to you what is going to take place between Ripple and XRP. To some of these guys, I don't know if they were dumb, I don't know if they were bought and paid, or they were busy shilling other stuff, but we get this tweet from Altcoin Daily. All of a sudden, it seems like Ripple is part of every major US political crypto conversation. Well, Saul, he responds, it's been blatantly obvious for years for anyone in crypto with average or better research and comprehension skills. Last fair deal in the country, last fair deal in the town. And like I said, unless you were living under a rock, you could see the connections between Ripple and these governments. The question was always, are they going to use XRP? Well, now we see that with Ripple's stablecoin, they're going to be able to onboard and make this transition easier. They're not ready to go headfirst into digital assets like XRP, but you introduce them with the stablecoins and other forms of collateralized digital assets as well too. This is where this is going. And like Saul says, like many other XRP community members responded to, it was glaringly obvious that Ripple was going to be in cahoots with the government from the very beginning. I mean, they've been working with banks. We got representatives. We got the head of the United States Treasury coming to our board of directors. I don't need to go down the list. But these guys, for whatever reason, wanted to ignore, wanted to be distracted, wanted to shill other stuff. And now you're seeing slowly, and then all of a sudden. Thank goodness for many of you guys that are tuning into my show here today. You are not going to be missing this train. So all aboard. If you're new here, get on up in here with us. This thing is moving quickly, and we're going to continue to bring you guys the updates that matter most when it comes to current events, financial markets, focusing on cryptocurrency and how that's going to help us take advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. If you appreciate what we're doing, please make sure you like this video on your way out. All of my community resources can be found at zachrector.com. And if you want to join us in our Discord weekly call tomorrow, we have those every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You go to my website, sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord, and we would love to have you in the family. The merch is also linked up down below too. If you want to be with the XRP family, we appreciate your support. See you in the next one. God bless. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.